and welcome to Unews for Wednesday, October 30th. I'm Lorraine Caceres. We begin today with the presidency in peril. Democrats laying out the guidelines for the impeachment inquiry ahead of tomorrow's vote. This as a screaming match unfolds between Democrats and Republicans after the deposition of an inquiry witness, which has tensions escalating even more on Capitol Hill. Here's the very latest. President Trump accused Nancy Pelosi of doing everything to destroy the Republican Party, saying the impeachment inquiry is just a way for her to secure her job as Speaker. Also today, in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, we heard from Deputy Secretary of State John Sullivan, who wants to be the next ambassador to Russia, saying that he was aware of outside forces had been lobbying to remove Maria Yovanovitch as ambassador to Ukraine, also confirming Mike Pompeo pushed back on those efforts, but was ultimately unsuccessful. Meanwhile, an appeals court has stopped the House of Representatives from getting grand jury secrets for the impeachment probe, at least for now. A federal appeals fires continue to devastate parts of California. In the north, the Kincaid fire can be seen 85 miles away in San Francisco. Meanwhile, in Southern California, residents racing for dangerous Santa Ana winds that could worsen fire conditions. Carolina Sarasa has the latest. Staying on the story, let's go to Northern California, where the Kincaid fire is now 30% contained. Salvador Duran is in Santa Rosa report. Meanwhile, a power company says it's likely responsible for one of the most destructive fires in California history. Another top story we're following today, stunning new details on the raid that took down ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Sources say a mole inside Baghdadi's safe house played a key role in that mission. Rafael Rodriguez explains how. Meanwhile, the Senate today got a closed-door classified briefing from top defense officials on that same raid. Defense more news ahead includes of migrant families at the U.S.-Mexico border are up, according to official data, and a record number of those are unaccompanied children. Janet Rodriguez has the details from Washington, D.C.
The new statistics, the number of seizures of hard narcotics has also increased, and the number of travelers that have been processed through U.S. Customs has now hit an all-record high. Back to you.
Thank you, Janet, for that report from Washington, D.C. And staying on immigration, Hawaii is thousands of miles away from the U.S. mainland southern border, but a growing number of Central American migrants are finding their way to the Aloha State with hopes of starting a new life, which has presented a new set of challenges for both them and the locals. Andres Echevarria has more. Now moving on to Virginia, it's been less than 6 months since a gunman opened fire at a municipal building in Virginia Beach, killing 12 people. Now there's a new center to help people deal with the mental and emotional trauma of that deadly shooting. Paola Byron has details on VB's Strong Center. And they say you are what you eat, but a new study suggests you also are where you eat, and that children that live closer to certain types of businesses are more likely to be obese. Fabiola Galindo has more.
Was to be eliminated for many, that cannot be the only solution. This month.
In California, a superstar actor and comedian is continuing his road to recovery. Kevin Hart posted a personal message looking at the challenges he's faced after a September car crash that could have cost him his life. Niti Marungi has more. The brake shots ringing out and we're getting shocking new surveillance video of a deadly airplane crash in New Jersey. A small Cessna nosediving into a house. Thankfully, no one was home. Here's Eileen Capet. And in Wisconsin, an Amazon delivery truck didn't get to all its stops, and that's because thieves stole the truck at gunpoint. Surveillance video capturing the moment the driver is seen chasing after it. As Jorge Hernandez explains, security cameras could now be the key to catching the suspects. We move on now to Massachusetts, where 5 students were treated for minor injuries after a deer crashed into a school bus. The driver will require surgery after the freak encounter, but as Michelle Jurado explains, that driver still managed to think fast to protect the students. When we come back, searching for and the extreme violence perpetrated by drug cartels in Mexico was on full display earlier this month when Mexican soldiers and police were overpowered in an intense firefight with Sinaloa cartel members on the streets of Culiacan. That display of cartel power is one of the reasons some communities around the country are taking their safety into their own hands. Nidia Cavazos has the story. Still ahead, Amazon offering free and time now to check in with Carolina Sarasa. She has a preview of what's going on during the next hour of Unews. Caro, what's new?
Thank you, Lorraine. We have a number of stories coming up. We have a special report on people with pets who have been forced to evacuate from the fires in Northern California. And we also have new details on a lawsuit filed against Juul by a former executive that man making shocking accusations about tainted vaping products. And just days after saving the life of a family in a crosswalk in Arizona, a woman now getting a surprise visit. We'll explain in just minutes. Lorraine, now back to you.
Thank you, Caro. We'll be watching for sure. But first, a California man is given the surprise of a lifetime with only weeks to live to make sure cancer wouldn't be his last memory. Jessica Rodriguez explains how a video posted online caught the eye of one famous car enthusiast determined to make the man's final dream come true. Memory of a lifetime for sure. And tomorrow is Halloween, and as they do every year, a group of people signing up for the first hour of Unews. I'm Lorraine Caceres, and stick around for the second hour with Carolina Sarasa, which is coming up next.